One other nice little plugin allows us to go add so-called pop-ups for our websites. Um, and that's called, the plugin is called Boxzilla, right? As soon as you activate the Boxzilla plugin, you will notice that you have an additional menu item here. You don't have to switch the settings, however, and there again it comes with a sample box that we're going to reuse for this occasion. The sample box is in draft mode, by the way. You need to publish it, so by default I'm going to leave the text as it is. However, let me just pinpoint you one thing. You can also go add images. So if I would like to go add any particular image here, I can. Be aware though that these images are small, very small. They're actually resized on the fly. And you can actually go add a link somewhere in between. Let me perhaps just center these various elements. Right, welcome to Leuven. Come, let's do that. Perfect. You can obviously go change the look and feel of this sample box. I'm going to leave it to default. However, what I usually do is I center the position of the box, right? And by default, the box will only show when I'm at 65% of page height. So when scrolling down a little, I'm going to see the page, I'm going to see this thing appear. And by default, it's only going to show once a visit. So it's not going to show every time I open up the page. Perfect. So let me perhaps publish it as is and see if it works, because that's obviously what needs to be done here. So when I now probably scroll down a little at 65 here, there we are, the pop-up appears, right? So I was at around 65% of my page height, and it now appears. However, when I close that thing, and when I now refresh, still appearing because I did not set any cookie expiry date. So this is something we need to do, because if we don't change that, the pop-up will change on every page load, and we don't want that. You really don't want that someone who visits your pages one by one. So there again, it shows up. You really don't want this pop-up to appear every time. So let's go change that setting so that pop-ups only appear once a visit or once a day somehow, right? For each and every visitor. So this needs to be changed in the cookie expiration setting. So I usually make sure that a pop-up never gets triggered twice a day. So if you just fill out 24 in both fields here, it's a bit technical in the background, but you make sure that a cookie is set and that the pop-ups will only appear once a day per user, obviously. So users will not be annoyed with pop-ups that keep on popping up in a way. So let's have a look. So the first time it's probably gonna, no, it's showing now. However, a cookie has been set meantime, so meaning that if I refresh the home page, I do not expect the pop-up to appear again. As you see, it's only appearing once a visit. This is crucial, right? Perhaps one last thing about the pop-ups. In order for you to test the pop-up behavior and the look and feel, you may temporarily you may enable the test mode. By default it is switched off. However, if you click yes at this point, you enable the test mode, and when you then update the post or you update the pop-up will actually show always with every page load. Okay, sometimes it's useful to get it pitch perfect, to get it behave to make it behave perfectly as you wish. But then do not forget to switch off the test mode, right? Perfect.